Hello, everyone. Good to see you here this evening. Hello, Eugene. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What have you been doing this week?
Last week I have completed all of my homeworks.
Homework.
Homework.
Yeah, remember there's no S on the end of homework. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I played some basketball and online games,
Mm-hmm. Very
and
good.
that's all.
Excellent. Did you
And,
win the?
oh, yeah, I win. Actually,
I
it's
won.
single players. It's a single player, so yeah, I won the game.
Okay.
Also, I helped my brother to upgrade his computer.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Okay, Kelson, how are you?
I'm good.
You're well. Okay, good. And what have you been doing this week?
Online classes, just like normal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello, Terence.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
And what have you been doing this week?
Last week,
Last week, yes.
all right. Last week, Thursday, I celebrated my birthday with
Oh,
my cousin.
happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Mhm.
And I have completed some homework.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all.
okay, very good, excellent. Hello, Chong.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
And what have you been doing?
Studying and preparing for exams.
Okay, what exams do you have coming?
Monthly exams.
Okay, all right, very good. Hello, Liu.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And what have you been doing since last week?
Preparing for my final exam.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Hello, Henry.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine.
And what have you been doing since last week?
I've been doing my homework and also playing some video games.
Okay, very good. Did you win the video games?
Yes, I did.
Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, so today let's focus on some more speaking practice. So let me just get the first exercise that I'd like you to do. Let me just get it ready for you. Okay, here we are. Okay. So the first exercise I'd like you to do is I'd like you to interview each other about where you live, okay? So the first question is, let me just highlight it for you. Okay, here we are. Okay, so whereabouts in, and then you name the town where the person lives, do you live? How long have you lived there? What are the amenities like? So amenities mean, for example, shops or sports facilities or cinemas or libraries, okay? Is there anything within easy walking distance? What are the good points about living there? Is there anything you don't like about it? What changes have there been in your local area in recent years? Have they been changes for the better or for the worse? Okay, so these are the questions I'd like you to ask each other. Does anyone have any problems with vocabulary? Are there any words that you don't understand?
I don't understand the word whereabouts.
Whereabouts? Okay, so, all right, so whereabouts, here we are. So for example, when you ask somebody, where do you live? So if somebody asked me that question, my reply would be London. Okay, and then the next question is whereabouts in London do you live? And my answer would be North London. Okay. So it's asking, so the first question is, where do you live? And then whereabouts means where exactly, where in particular do you live? What point or what part of the town or the city or the country do you live? Okay. Do you understand, Carlson?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, it wasn't Carlson, was it? It was Eugene. Sorry, Eugene, do you understand?
Oh no, that wasn't me.
Oh, sorry, who asked
me.
who asked the question? Terence.
Yeah,
I'm
Terence.
so sorry. I don't recognize your voices yet.
Yeah, I
Terence,
understand.
you understand? Okay, excellent. All right, good. Okay, does anyone else have any problems with vocabulary? Any questions that you don't understand? All right, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a screenshot of this screen, please, and let me know in the chat box once you've taken the screenshot. Fantastic, thank you. Thank you, Terence. Excellent, thank you, Leo. Excellent, all right, well done, everyone. Good, okay, so I'm going to put you into breakout rooms now. Thank you, Henry. I'm going to put you into breakout rooms and I'd like you to practice these questions. I'd like you to ask each other these questions and then afterwards you'll give me some feedback. Okay? Oh, don't seem to have breakout rooms. That's strange. Just 1 second. How bizarre. Okay, 1 second. Jay, are you in the class today?
Yes, and?
Yeah, Jay, I've got a problem. I haven't got breakout rooms as a feature
Okay,
on my...
let me just inform our technician.
If you make me host, that
Yeah.
might give me the option.
Okay, let me just contact Amir then.
Okay. Okay, sorry everyone, we're just going to it's there. Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you. Okay, all right, so let me put you into breakout rooms. Okay. Okay, so we're just waiting for 2 more students to come back. All right, fantastic. Okay, good. Okay, so let's look at these questions again. Here we are. Okay, so let's start with Terence. Terence, what did Chong tell you about where she lives?
Yeah, she lives in Sabah, Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
And her whereabouts in Sabah is Landatuk. Am I correct? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, but and what about the rest of the questions? How long has she lived
Oh,
there?
okay. She lived there.
She has lived there.
She has lived there
Mm-hmm.
for about 16 years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And amenities there is like there's a one cinema and
Mm-hmm.
one public library,
Mm-hmm.
and one sports center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
she
Then
thinks that it's not a easy walking distance. And, because
she lives.
she lives away from it.
She lives far from. Where does she live far from?
Mm,
So you said she doesn't live in walking distance from what place, Terence?
yeah, from her house. She,
Okay, so she lives far from a place. What place does she live far from?
like schools.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So one of the amenities. Okay. Okay, good. Anything else?
And she thinks the good point.
She thinks.
She thinks the good points about living there is is a peaceful community, and yeah, next. And she don't like about it.
She doesn't like.
She doesn't like. She doesn't like about it is people. People there always litter the lake and the ocean and the sea. Yeah.
So
And
people always what? Sorry, what do people do?
always littering.
Oh, litter. They drop
Yeah.
their litter. Okay. All right. Very good.
And she thinks that the changes that there have been in her local area is in recent years is more convenient. For example, like buying things. Yeah, and she thinks that the the changes is more better.
The changes are better.
The changes are better. Yeah. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, very good. All right, okay, so let's take a look at some of the things that you were saying, Terence. Okay. Okay, so remember, you're telling me about Chung, so you have to use the third person, okay? So she's lived there, okay? Remember to put the third person in the correct verb, use the correct verb. Okay, sorry. Just 1 second. Okay. My computer's just going a bit strange. Okay. All right. Okay. 1 second. Here we are. Okay. All right. So yes, so Terence, remember you're talking about the third person. So remember to put the third person in the correct form of the verb. She's lived there for. Okay. Also, when you're telling me about Chong, you need to use the third person in the verb. So she lives far from schools. She thinks, remember to put the S on the end of the verb because it's the third person. She thinks that the good points are, remember to use the correct form of the verb because points is plural, okay? And what she doesn't like about it is that people drop their litter, okay? So that's the sentence you should have used. Also, the changes are, remember, use the verb in the plural form because changes is a plural noun. And then the changes are better, not more better. The changes are better. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Also, can you pronounce this word for me?
Amenities.
Amenities. Good. Excellent.
Amenities.
All right. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so let's go back to the questions. Chong, can you tell me about Terence, please?
Sure. He lives in Sabah, Malaysia, and whereabouts in Sabah he lives in is Lahadatul. He has lived there for 16 years.
Very good.
The amenities in his town is sports facilities, a cinema, and a public library.
So the amenities are, Chong.
Okay.
Remember, yeah, the amenities are. Okay, good. Anything else?
He lives in a walking distance from the amenities. The good points about living there that he told me is that
The good points are.
Is
the good points are.
The good points are. It is a very convenient place to live in.
Very good.
The things he doesn't like about it is that people litter the streets a lot.
Very good.
And he doesn't know the changes that have been in his local area.
Okay, very good. Excellent. All right. So a lot of you are making really minor grammar mistakes, which for your level is not very good. Okay. So remember, when you use a plural noun, the verb that follows must be plural. Okay. So the amenities are. When it's a singular noun, the change is. You use is, but only with a singular noun, okay? So you must stop making that mistake because when it comes to the exam, the examiner will hear you making that mistake and will not pass you, okay? So it's a very, very minor mistake, but it's an important one. And then the good points, again, if the noun is plural, the verb has to be plural. The good points are, okay? And also, Chong, can you pronounce this word for me?
Amenities.
Excellent, very good. All right. Okay, okay, so anybody else? All right, Carlson, can you tell me about Eugene, please?
Teacher, I'm with Henry. I'm with Henry.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let me go back to my breakout rooms. I'm so sorry. Where is my breakout rooms? 1 second. Okay, I've lost my breakout rooms. Sorry. Carlson, who were you with?
I'm with Henry.
Okay, so can you tell me about Henry, please?
Okay. He lives in Sabah, Ladatu, and
Can you say that again, please, Carlson? Where does he live?
he lived in
He
Sabah.
lives. He
He lives.
lives.
He lives in Sabah Ladatu.
Okay.
And he has been living in Ladatu for 15 years.
Very good.
The amenities is some
The
is
amenities are
the
because it's
amenities
plural.
are shops, sport facilities, a public libraries, and a cinemas.
Okay, good.
And he thinks that everything within easy walking distance.
Very good.
The good points about living here is
Good points are, again, it's plural. So the good points are
the good points about living here are
good. Well done.
no traffic jams, and it is a peaceful city.
Excellent. Good.
The things he doesn't like about it is
The things he doesn't like about it are.
sorry.
Yes.
The things he doesn't like about it are
Good.
the weather is hot, and this city is very backward. The changes have there been in this area is
The changes. Listen, changes are. Okay.
no changes.
Okay, so there have been no changes. Okay.
Yeah. And he thinks that it is better.
All right. Thank you, Carlson. Okay. Everybody, you must make sure that you use the correct verbs because you're making really minor mistakes. You're making the sort of a mistake a beginner would make. Okay. These are really minor mistakes, but they're so important. Okay. So remember, if the noun is plural, you must use the correct verb. So whenever you put S on the end of the noun, the verb is are. But when the noun is singular, the verb is. Okay. Carlson, also, he lives. Remember to put the S on the end of the third person.
Okay.
Okay. And then you were telling me the things, can you see there's an S? Okay. So the things he doesn't like about it are. Okay, you must use the correct form of the verb. So important. Okay, so look, there is the S. So then the verb has to be are. All right. And there have been no changes. Okay. All right. Okay. Henry, can you tell me about Carlson, please?
He lives in Sabah, Malaysia, and the whereabouts are in Ladatu. He has been living in Lahadatu since he was born.
Good.
In the town that he lives, the amenities are shops, sport facilities, restaurants, and a cinema.
Excellent. Well done. You used the correct verb. Well done. Very good. Anything else?
The amenities are located near his house, so it is within easy walking distance.
Excellent. Very good, Henry. Good.
The good points about living there are
Good.
isn't
Well done.
much traffic on the road, and the environment is very peaceful.
Very good. Excellent.
The things that he doesn't like about it are the weather, because it often gets very hot. there have been no changes in the area that he lives.
Very good. Excellent. Well done, Henry. So you've used the correct verb. Excellent. Well done. Okay, Henry, can you just pronounce that word for me?
Amenities.
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 Can you pronounce this word for me?
Located.
Very good. And this word?
Road.
One more time.
Road.
Okay. And this word?
Peaceful.
Excellent. Very good. Well done. Good. Excellent. All right. Liu, who were you with, Liu?
Eugene.
Eugene. Can you tell me about Eugene, please?
Okay, Eugene lives in Sabah.
Mm-hmm.
Where about Lahadatu?
Mm-hmm.
So he lives there since he was born.
Okay, so he's been living there since
been
he was
living- He's been living there since he born.
since he was born.
He was born.
Mm-hmm.
So the amenities are the public libraries, cinemas, and also stadium.
Very good.
So yeah. Teacher, can you share the screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you want? Do you want the questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you are. All right, anything else?
Yeah, it's loading.
Ah, why is it going so slow today? Can you see it now?
No. Maybe it's my internet connection problem.
Okay.
I can't see it too.
Can everybody see my screen?
Oh yes.
Yes.
It appears.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It's not a easy walking distance.
Okay, so it's not in easy walking distance. Very good.
As in his area, they do not have trains or
Buses.
So the citizen who live in a city may only able to travel the town through cars and also motorcycles.
Okay.
Okay, so the good point about living in Lahadatu are
Okay, so the good points.
the good points are
Excellent.
They have fresh air, and they have few forests that have been protected in that area, and they may able to look at the wild animals.
Very good.
Okay, next. Sorry. Okay, the things that he do not like about his area are the internet connection,
Okay,
and
so
also the electricity.
Okay, so the things he doesn't like about his area.
Yeah. Because that some of the time the internet connection may be poor, sorry.
Very good.
And the electricity might be cut off or power cut, I don't know. And
good.
this may disrupt him when he's doing his homework.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
And he thinks that the things that have been changed in his area are
Good.
they have been implement a new cinema.
Okay, so they have built a new cinema.
Built a new cinema, and he's able to go to have a movie with his friends.
Go to see a movie.
With his friend in that cinema.
Mm-hmm.
So he think it's better now. As just as I mentioned, they have a cinema in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Okay, well done, Leo. All right. Okay, so let's just take a look at some of the things you said. Okay. Can you see my screen, Leo?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So, so he's been living there. So use the present perfect since he was born. Okay. and it's not in walking distance. There are buses. Remember to put, if it's a plural noun, put the S on the end of the noun, okay?
Okay.
And then you said the wild animals. Remember, you only use the when you're talking about something specific. So if it's general, if there are wild animals, you do not use the, okay? All right. And the things he doesn't like about his area are, remember, it's the third person, so you must put the verb to do in the third person, okay? And they have built, not, what did you say? I think you said they have implemented a new cinema. Yeah, okay. So they have built a new cinema, and he can go to see or watch a film or a movie there.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's just take a look at some vocabulary. The good points, remember to pronounce the S on the end if it's plural, okay?
Okay.
Also, can you pronounce this word for me?
Wow.
One more time.
Wow.
Wild.
Wild.
Okay, so pronounce the D on the end, okay? Wild. One more time.
Wild.
Good. And this word?
Disrupt.
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 And then pronounce the T on the end. Disrupt.
Disrupt.
Excellent. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Eugene, can you tell me about Liu, please?
She live in Kedah.
Okay, is Liu a girl or a boy?
Oh, she.
Okay, so start again.
She live in
Okay,
Kedah.
so it's third person. So she. What do you need to do to the verb?
She is living in.
No. Okay, so she lives. She
She lives in Sungai Petani of Kedah.
Okay.
She's been living there since she was born.
Good.
And the amenities are a public library, stadium, swimming pool, cinemas, and a golf field.
Golf course.
Oh, golf course.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, it is not within easy walking distance, but they have trains there, so it is a bit more convenient to travel around compared to my town.
Very good.
But most of the citizens living there uses cars and most motorcycles to travel around as well.
Okay.
The good points of living there is
the good points.
The good points of living in Sungai Petani is
no, the good points. So what do you need to do to the verb? You've said the good points, which is plural. So the good points of living there
are.
Yes, well done.
The good points of living there are they also have fresh air, and you can visit the paddy field. Yeah, and it is convenient that you can use the train to travel to other town.
Okay. Anything else?
The thing that she don't like about is
okay, so the thing she doesn't like about it.
She doesn't like about their town is she didn't see many changes in recent year.
She hasn't seen.
She hasn't seen any changes in recent years.
Mm-hmm.
They just built some milk tea shops or markets. There hasn't been a big change for their town.
There haven't been many changes. Okay.
And she thinks that
She thinks.
she thinks that the changes it's neither better or for the worse, because it's just so not
Okay.
much changes have been made.
Okay. So not many changes. Okay. Not
Okay.
many changes. All right. Okay. Thank you, Eugene. Okay. So, okay. So remember, it's the third person because it's she. All right. So let me just remind everyone about this. When it's the first person, it's I live. Okay. Second person, you live. But the third person, oops. Sorry, I'm trying to do this quickly and now I've just made a mess. Okay. The third person is she lives, or he, if it's a boy, lives. You must put the S on the end of the verb, or it lives, okay? And then we, you go back to live again, and they is live, okay? So you must make sure that you pronounce the S if you're referring to the third person, because if you don't, you're making a grammar mistake, okay? Also, most of the citizens use Eugene, because you're talking about most of the citizens, you're not using the third person, you're using they. All right, so that form of the verb, there's no S on the end of the verb. The things she doesn't like about it, okay? So when in the present simple, when you make the sentence negative, so in the first person, I don't like fish, okay? In the second person, it's you don't like fish. But in the third person, when you're talking about either he or she, it's he doesn't like fish, okay?
Understood.
This is really important. This is really basic stuff. So this is stuff that you're taught when you're learning English at beginner level. So if you're still making these mistakes, stop, because you will fail any exam, okay? And then we don't like fish. They don't like fish. All right. Okay, also, she hasn't seen any changes. That's the present perfect. There haven't been many changes. So we use many with a countable noun, okay? What else? Oh yes, a golf course. So the place where you play golf is called a golf course, okay? And also the paddy fields. Remember to put the S on the end because it's plural, okay? The paddy fields. That's actually a grammar mistake. All right, okay, does anyone have any questions? Any questions? No, all right. Okay, I'm going to give you a little break now, give you a chance to go to the toilet if you need to go to the toilet or get something to drink. Come back in 10 to 15 minutes, please. Okay? All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all okay. All right, so the next part of today's class, what I'd like you to talk about are these photographs here, okay? So I'm going to make them a bit smaller for you. Maybe that's a bit too small. Can everybody see these photographs?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, fantastic. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is together, I'd like you to compare these photographs. Page 87. Okay, actually, let's look at these ones first. Let's make these bigger. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at these two photographs. Excuse me for a second. And I'd like you to say, what are the advantages and disadvantages of living in the country and living in a city? Okay. That's too big. Okay, so I'd just like you to answer question number 1. Okay, so I'd like you to talk about the advantages. Remember, that's plural, and the disadvantages, that's plural, of living in the country and living in the city are. Okay, so if your partner, I'd like you to discuss these two photographs, what the advantages and the disadvantages of living in the country and living in the city are. Okay, can everybody take a screenshot of these photographs, please, and let me know once you've taken the screenshot. Fantastic, thank you. Thank you. Excellent, thank you very much, everyone. Okay, good. Okay, and thank you, Eugene. Okay, so I'm going to put you into breakout rooms now, and I'd like you to talk about these photographs. Remember, you're talking about the advantages, so it's plural. The advantages are, and the disadvantages are. Okay. All right. Do you want me to change the rooms, or are you happy with the person that you were talking with? I can change the rooms if you'd like to practice with somebody else, or if you're happy to stay in the same rooms, I can do that.
Remain the same.
Okay, no problem. All right. Okay, so we're just waiting for a few more students to come back. All right, great. Okay, so Eugene, what do you think the advantages and disadvantages are of living in the country and living in the city?
I think the advantages of living in a city is
The advantages are, remember, it's an S, so you must put the verb to be in the plural. Okay, so start again.
I think the advantages of living in the city are
good.
You have it is more convenient to buy groceries in the city compared to the country, because if you're living in the city, you can just walk. You just walk to a nearby shop, because city, the shop, there's a lot of shops. You can just walk to a shop. Meanwhile, in the country, you have to drive. It could, like, I'm living in country. Shop is like 1 or 2 kilometers away from my house.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage of living in country and advantage of living in the city. For the disadvantages of living in the city are, you have a more stressful lifestyle compared to country.
To the country. Mm-hmm.
Compared to the country, because you have a very packed schedule. If you're living in the city, you have to rush to the train station and wait for the train and go to work. If you don't, it might cause you to be late. And if you're driving a car in a city, it is also less convenient compared to country because due to traffic jam.
Mm-hmm.
It might also cause you to be late in your work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else? Okay.
Nope. That's all.
That's all right. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the grammar and pronunciation problems. Thank you, Eugene. Okay, so all right, so remember, this is really important, everyone. All of you are making this mistake today. When the noun is plural, the verb has to also be plural. But if the noun is singular, so for example, the disadvantage is, okay, so there you can see the noun is singular, there's no S, so then the verb to be is singular. Okay, this is really important. So please stop making that mistake. All right, so the disadvantages are, also, Eugene, this time you need to use the article the, okay, because you're talking about the country. It's a specific place. It's not a general place. It's specific. So you need to use the definite article the, okay? And then due to traffic jams, again, jams is a plural noun. You must pronounce the S when it's plural, due to traffic jams. And then you were saying it might cause you to be late. The verb is it might make you late. Okay. All right. What else? Can you pronounce this word for me?
Tight.
One more time.
Tight.
Very good. Excellent. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Chong, do you agree with Eugene?
Well, I agree because the advantages of living in the city are cities have more modern facilities and it is very convenient for people. It also has better job opportunities and it also has a variety of activities to do.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Very good. Can you say that word for me, please, Chong?
Variety.
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 Perfect. Good. Excellent. Leo, do you agree with Chong or do you agree with Eugene?
I agree with Eugene.
Okay. Why?
Because that I think that the transportation. With us. Sorry about that. Okay, the transportation compared for the transportation in the country and also the city. Okay, the transportation in the country will be more not so advanced, and it may cause them to have. They do not have more pollution on it.
Because of it. Okay.
Yeah. So in the country, we know that most of the country will have pollution, for example, air pollution and sound pollution.
And what pollution?
Sound,
noise pollution.
Noise pollution, sorry. So compared to the country may be more convenience for those who like to stay in a quiet place and more convenience place. And I think that sorry, Okay, the time schedule that in the country, in the city might be more packed.
Might be more
Tight.
packed. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As most of their time they will spend most of their time in waiting for the transportation, such as the MRT, the train.
Mm-hmm.
No matter when they are going to work or they are finished their work and want to back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the education level in both places are different too. In the city,
in both places
are different too.
Mm-hmm.
As in city, their education level might be more high compared to the country, and the children who live in the city might be more stressed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, all right, thank you, Leah. Okay, so when you're comparing something, the preposition is to, so compared to. Okay, so the level of education in the city compared to the country. Remember to use to, the preposition to. Also the transport or the transportation. Remember to use the verb to be. Okay, so you were using might. Might is used for a possibility. You use the verb to be when you're talking about facts, things that happen every day. So the transportation is not as advanced, okay? And also you're talking about a more convenient place. Place is singular and the adjective is also singular. So I noticed sometimes you were saying a more convenient place. Convenient is an adjective and there's no S on it, okay? And then you use this expression, no matter. Whenever you use no matter, you use a question word afterwards. So no matter whether they're going to work or no matter what time of day. So whenever you use no matter, it's always followed by a question word. Okay. Oops. And then in both, because both means two, the noun has to be plural in both places. Okay. And then you were telling me about the level of education. So you said the level of education in the city, and you said is more high. Okay, that's incorrect. The comparative is higher than in. Okay, so remember the comparative of high is not more high, is higher. You put ER on the end. Okay, because the adjective only has one syllable. When the adjective has two or more syllables, like for example, interesting, you put more in front of it, okay? But an adjective such as high only has one syllable, so the comparative is higher. All right. Okay, also noise pollution, not sound pollution, it's noise pollution. Excuse me. And also, can you say this word for me, please, Liu?
Transportation.
Very good. And can you say this word?
Packed.
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 Yeah, it has a T sound at the end. Packed.
Packed.
Excellent. All right, good. Thank you. Kelson, do you agree with Liu or do you agree with Eugene?
I agree with Liu.
Okay, why?
I think that the advantages of the cities are just like she said, the education level is higher.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that a disadvantage?
The advantages.
Oh, the advantages. Okay, good.
And we will get more chance to meet new people. And I think that the public transportation is better when we live in the city, and we will get higher salaries and more job opportunities. The disadvantages are the cost of living is higher, and the noise level in the cities is higher than living in the country. Living in the cities also have higher crime rates and lack of space and parking. The advantages of living in the country are less polluted and the traffic isn't so heavy, and we don't worry about our health condition. And another advantage is we may easily build a big house because the space is bigger, and the cost of living is lower. And the disadvantages of living in the country are the unemployment rate is so much higher compared to the city. Students may get fewer education opportunities, and there aren't such interesting things to do during free times.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. So, so in the city, we will have more chances. Okay. So more chances. The noun has to be plural. Okay, Kelsson. So we will have more chances to meet people, and we can easily build a big house. You said we may easily build a big house. Remember, use can because it's possibility. Okay. And doing things during their free time. Free time is an uncountable noun and there's no S on the end. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's look at some pronunciation. Was there any pronunciation? Oh no, everything's fine. Okay, good. Excellent. Henry, do you agree with Kelsson?
I agree with you.
Okay, good. Okay, why?
In my opinion, I think that living in a city can give us the best medical service possible compared to living in a country. And as Liu said, for the disadvantages, the air in a city is polluted with carbon monoxide emitted by vehicles, and the environment is very noisy, and that can interrupt our sleeping schedule.
Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. Henry, can you say this word for me, please?
What?
Oh, aren't I sharing it? I thought I was sharing it.
No, actually.
Okay. So can you say this word for me, please?
Polluted.
Polluted. Polluted. Very good. Excellent. Polluted. Good. And actually, Kelsson, can you say this word for me, please?
Cost.
And can you say this word for me?
Pollution.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Terence, do you agree with Henry?
Yeah, I agree with Kelsson.
Okay. All right. Why?
Of course, big cities are have better job opportunities, and salary are often higher in big cities. And also and the disadvantages are
Good.
in city, yeah, they have fast-paced life, is it? Yeah, and higher daily expenses. So so we get so we have harder um saving.
So,
Yeah.
so we have higher savings if things are more expensive.
So we are more harder to saving money. Yeah.
Okay, so it's harder to save money.
And yeah, I think the advantages of the cities are not suitable for pets. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's
To live
interesting.
in there. Yeah. And while the country, the advantages of the country are the scenery there will be more beautiful, and we get clean air there, so, and we'll get more healthy food. The more made of organic, yeah, and the more organic food, and the more relaxing there. Yeah. And while the disadvantages in country are
good
for internet services and lack of modern facilities. Yeah, and I think that they'll get lack of job facilities. Yeah, so they'll get low salaries with their jobs, maybe.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Terence. Okay, so salaries, remember salaries is plural. So salaries are often higher in big cities, okay? And you don't need to put the in front of it because it's general. So salaries are often higher in big cities, and it's harder to save money in the city, for example. Okay. Okay, some pronunciation problems. Okay. Terence, can you say this word for me?
Scenery.
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 One more time.
Scenery.
Very good. This word?
Clean.
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 Very good. This word?
Organic.
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 Good. This word?
Relaxing.
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 Good. This word?
Core.
Good. And this word?
Modern.
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 Perfect.
Modern.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. Well done. Okay, so the last thing I'd like, has everybody spoken? Yeah, all right, good. Okay, so the last thing I'd like you to do now, everyone, is talk about these photographs. Let me just get them ready for you. All right, okay, so let me just share this with you. Okay, so can everybody see these photographs?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Fantastic, good. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to compare these two photographs and say what you think it would be like to live in these places, okay? And then which of the two places you think would be safer, all right? So these are the questions I'd like you to answer. Actually, you can't see those photographs. Okay, so here are the questions I'd like you to talk about. I'd like you to compare the photographs and say what you think it would be like to live in these places. So you're speculating. So you use speculative verbs like may, might, could. And then I'd like you to say which of the two places you think would be safer. Okay. All right. Can everybody take a screenshot of this slide for me and let me know in the chat box once you've taken that screenshot? Fantastic. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you, everyone. All right. Okay. Does everybody know what you have to do? Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Good. Okay. So I'm going to put you into breakout rooms again. I'm going to put you in the same breakout rooms. It's just easier. All right. Okay. So we're just waiting for a few more students to come back. All right. Okay. All right. So we're coming to the end of today's class. So I had to stop your conversation there, but well done, everyone. Thank you very much for all your hard work today. Remember, when you're using plural nouns, you must put the verb in the plural form, okay? And also, if you're using the third person, you must put the S on the end of the verb, all right? Okay, well done, everyone. All right, have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week, okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Bye, teacher.
teacher.
Bye.
Have
Goodbye,
a
teacher. Thank you, teacher.
nice
welcome.
weekend.
Bye-bye.